linebackers. Leander High School, Air Force Junior, ROTC, Texas 20007 are presenting tonight's colors. Color Guard Commander and Flag Bearer of the American flag is Cadet Airman Austin Risley. Cadet Airman Joshua Martinez is the American Flag Guard. Flag Bearer of the Texas flag is Cadet Technical Sergeant Robert Pease. Cadet Airman Cody Collins is the Texas Flag Guard. Instructors are Major Terry Neidecker and Master Sergeant Ed Perez. And now, ladies and gentlemen, if you could please rise as we honor our country with the singing of the national anthem performed by Leander High School's very own Camilla Urea.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome to the Lion Nation podcast, brought to you by SHN Sports. Tonight's commentators are Chuck Crazy, Mark Sickles, and Gary Gutierrez. Game time! Game time!
Welcome to AC Bible Stadium in Leander, Texas for tonight's game between the Leander Lions and the Hendrickson Hawks. I am Mark Sickles. I'll be your play-by-play commentator. Gary Gutierrez will add color commentary. Mickey Holden is working the camera, and John Salazar is our spotter. Tonight's game is being broadcast on SHN Sports. Follow our games this season at shnsports.com. Your team, your broadcast. Leander comes in at 1-3. They opened the season with the win over Pflugerville Weiss 23-3, but then had 3 straight losses to Pflugerville, Stony Point, and Cedar Ridge. tonight's matchup is against the Hendrickson Hawks under coach Chip Killian. The Hawks are 2-1 overall with a 1-1 district record. Henderson beat the Texas Tigers, who are out of Texarkana, 56-7. Then they beat Round Rock Westwood 64-14. And last week they lost a close game to Vandergrift. I think that may have been in overtime. I'm not sure. 29-20. So welcome, Gary. We're here once again for homecoming for Leander.
Yeah, this is always going to be a fun game for the players. You know, they get pumped up with all the extra spectators here to come watch them play their homecoming game. There's always just an air around, where you cut loose, you know, and hopefully they come in with that energy and that feeling right off the bat. You know, this Hendrickson team can put up some points, and the defense has got their work cut out for them tonight. Going to have to bring the energy.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about the captains for tonight. They're out on midfield talking it over. So what we have for Leander, we have number 58, Dyron Dixon, number 48, Ben Hoff, number 76, and number 73, Kevin Hoggins. For the Hawks, we have number 14, Terrence Walker, number 51, Jace Chambers, and number 3, Andrew Trevelyan.
And that was number 55, Riley Wills, instead of 58.
Okay. So we have just a few minutes left here. They're out there doing the coin flip. We'll see who gets the ball first, but we're ready for another Friday night game. We have a big crowd tonight here, homecoming. A lot of people are coming back in town. The band has their new uniforms, and they're all decked out. The Leander Lions are wearing blue tops and red bottoms tonight, and Hendrickson is wearing silver tops and black bottoms. So looking for an exciting game, and I know we talked a little bit about Leander and their new offense, but Hendrickson coming in, and their offense, they can score a lot of points.
Yeah, and Leander gets the ball first, so they're going to have to – or I'm sorry, the Hendrickson gets the ball first, so they're going to have to stop this offense now and shut them down early. The last thing you want to do is get behind the score against this offense.
So back – sorry, we had a little buzz here. Looking at the new scoreboard, the Lions will be kicking off right to left as you're listening, and the wind is blowing out of the south side of the end zone, basically straight down the field toward the north side end zone. So here we go. We're about ready to have kickoff, and Eli Gaiman is getting ready to kick.
Here we go.
And the kick is up, short pooch kick over to the left side, field about the 17-yard line, up to the 25, now up to the 30, and he is brought down about the 29-yard line by tackle by Will Loof, number 12, and Xavier Terry, number 3.
Yeah, already they come out with a big hit.
And they'll mark it at the 30-yard line. 1st and 10 for Hendrickson Hawks going left to right. So they're out on the field. They don't go into huddle. Twins right, twins left. Single back set. Quarterback is number 12, Blaine Barker. And a handoff. Barker keeps, and he breaks off the left side off tackle. Gets about 9 on the carry.
Yeah, that was a big stop because there was nobody behind in the next line to stop that guy as he was running. That would have been a touchdown.
I believe the tackle was by number 7, Dimitri Drayton. So they'll come up 2nd and 1 on the 39-yard line. Blaine Barker back deep and offset, I believe, by number 26. Swing out to number 23 to the right side, gets to the sideline, picks up about 5, and he cuts back in, but they will blow the whistle. Tackle by number 2, A.J. Nelson. So that'll be a 1st down for the Hawks, and they'll set up on the 44-yard line.
Yeah, A.J. Nelson tried to strip the ball as he was going out of bounds, and you got to make that tackle first.
So here we go, 1st and 10 for the Hawks. 44-yard line, going back to pass, looks over to the left side, and he swings it out to number 23. He breaks the tackle, goes outside, and he is pushed and finally pushed out of bounds by number 16, Ray Egglesey. Big play there for the Hawks as they get down to the Leander 23-yard line. That'll be a first down.
Yeah, and already they're bringing the tempo and bringing the big plays, so they're trying to get this defense on their heels early.
So Barker is back in at quarterback. Twin receivers left, twin right. Back in the pistol formation. Behind him, number 26, Donnie Newsom. And it is a jet sweep to number 9, Cameron Nobles, around the left side. Has enough for a first down.
Yeah, that was a good job by number 58, Dyron Dixon, to make that tackle. He came from behind and chased him down, saved a touchdown.
So they'll set up officially at about the 9-yard line, first and goal here, with a little under 11 minutes here in the first quarter, and the Hawks have been moving down the field. They now have trips receivers on the near side, on the right side. Barker is back, gets the snap, and he pulls it, and he is tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Great
Big
play
sack
right there by number 7, Dimitri Drayton, who came up hard and tackled him for about a 3-yard loss. It'll be second and about 12, or second goal on the 12.
Well, and that's what this defense needs to do. They need to get in the backfield and disrupt the play.
Barker is now looking over to the sideline. Now gets back in the pistol formation. Newsom behind him. And he pulls it, swing pass out to the left. A little bit short, goes out of bounds. They'll call that incomplete. It almost was a lateral there, almost went backwards, but they will call it incomplete, and it'll now be third and goal from the 12. So big play here for Leander. If they can hold him here and make him kick a field goal, I think that'll be a great start for the defense. Clock is running at 9:45. Barker goes over to the sideline, or looks over to the sideline, and we will have a timeout. Let's see who called the timeout here for both teams. Now they're huddling up. Let's see what they're doing here. A little bit of confusion. They're calling the teams back out on the field. Let's see what they're doing here. They are correcting the clock. So the clock now reads 9:43. And both teams are back out on the field. It'll be third and goal on the 12.
I guess they weren't sure if that was a fumble or.
So here we go. Twin receivers on the right. There's a wing over on the right side. Newsom offset a little bit to the right. Barker back to throw. Into the end zone, into the back of the end zone, and incomplete. Wide open was number 2, but it was over his head and out of bounds, and that'll bring up a fourth down. Looks like they're going to bring the kicking unit out. So Leander held there. A little bit of a high pass from the quarterback. He was open in the back of the end zone, but Leander will definitely take that.
Yeah, that was a big stop for the defense.
And ready to kick is number 22, Brennan Dees. This will be a 29-yard field goal. A little bit of a hesitation. It's low, and it just gets over the crossbar, cleared it by maybe a foot, line drive, but it'll count. And the Hawks will take a 3-0 lead here with 9:33 left in the first quarter.
Yeah.
So why don't we take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Leander Lions Football Booster Club would like to send a special shout out to its platinum sponsors. First, James Hendrickson with American Pacific Mortgage. Contact James and get $5,000 towards closing costs. That's James Henderson with American Pacific Mortgage at hendersonlending.com. Also, Big Swig Water. Big Swig balances thirst-quenching bubbles and fresh flavor for a crushable beverage enjoyed any time of day. The can is bold, but the bubbles are refreshing, not overwhelming. It's perfect for hydrating during a weekend at Zilker Park, a weekday lunch, a night out, and everything in between. Anywhere around Austin, Big Swig sparkling water brings a bubbly zip and burst of flavor, delivering Texas-sized refreshment. Crack one open. Thank you, Platinum sponsors, for sponsoring the Leander Lions Football Booster Club. Go Lions!
So we're back here at Bible Stadium. Hendrickson Hawks have a 3-0 lead with 9:33 left in the first quarter, kicking left to right. Back deep for Leander, Xavier Dotson, and Addison LaRue. Number 22, Brennan Dees, is ready to kick for the Hawks. And the kick is up, and a little bit short. Will be fielded by Xavier Terry at the 21, makes a move, gets up to the 26, and he's tackled there. So Leander will start 1st and 10 on their 26-yard line. So what are you hoping to see tonight from Leander?
I'd like to see, they've done well in the running game. The stats show they've got some good district leaders here in the rushing attack. I'd like to see the ball get airborne and get Sanchez involved. One of the things that they've done, they've been successful on some short passes to him. They've been successful on some long posts to him, but they're not hitting him enough. And I think they got to get the air attack going this game.
So Rashad Carter under center, and he's going back, and he's getting ready to throw off to the left, and he scrambles out, getting a lot of pressure, throws it down on the sideline, out of bounds. They started out with what you were hoping to do, a pass, but it was well covered and a lot of pressure on Carter. He had to scramble out to his left and just threw it out of bounds instead of taking the sack. Good choice by Carter.
Yeah, it takes a little bit for this offensive line to get going, but they've done a great job protecting Rashad back there, so I think he's going to have the time to get that ball off, and hopefully he can find some consistency with that in this game.
So Leander will now have a 2nd and 10 on their 27-yard line. LaRue in motion. Carter with the handoff to Dotson up the middle, maybe got a yard. Tackled by number 55 for the Hawks. That'll bring up a 3rd and 9. So few choices here. They do like to get outside, and they've been successful getting outside. We'll see what the Hawks have on their speed on the corners, and they've also had some success throwing it down the field. So we'll see what Leander comes up with here with a 3rd and 9. Goes back to throw, and it is high. The pass was attempted to number 17, Sanchez. Off the top of his hands, falls incomplete. That'll bring up a 4th down for Leander, and they will send the punting unit out.
Yeah, not what this defense needs right now. They need to be able to maintain their rest on the sideline. It's real early to be back on the field already.
So back for the Hawks, number 5, Timion Jackson, and number 7, Gage Mahoney, ready to kick for Leander. And here we go with 8:45 in the first quarter, and he's running out to the right side. Gaiman with their running punt. Nice kick down the right side, and it goes out of bounds. Let's see where they mark it, at the 25-yard line. Good soccer-style kick there. Went out of bounds, did not give the Hawks an opportunity to return the kick. So before we get on to the next play, let me go through some of our Leander Lions Football Booster Club sponsors. Bush's Chicken, Wingstop, Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, Farmers Insurance with McCoy Agency, American Pacific Mortgage with James Henderson, Allstate with Amy Maddox, and we'll get to the rest after this play. Hendrickson getting ready quickly up on the ball. Barker back at quarterback, and it is a handoff off the right side to Donnie Newsome, and he breaks a tackle off to the left side, and he goes down the sideline 50 to the 40, 30, and they're not going to catch him, and he is able to run into the end zone for a 75-yard run on the first play for their offense on their second possession.
Yeah, there was some defense out of position there. They kind of sucked in, and nobody stayed home on the outside. So he had the field of green on the left side of the field and took advantage of it.
So Hendrickson is getting ready to run the extra point. And they're running off to the right side, point conversion, and it is good. The pass complete to number 16, James Hester, and he was able to catch the short play there for the points. And now Hendrickson is now up 11-0 with 8:21 left in the first quarter. Going back to the Booster Club sponsors, Blue Door with Stephanie Biggs, Mighty Fine Burgers, Fries, and Shakes, Earl and Janice Lott, Randy Hoff with Lexus of Austin, Dana Kerr Photography, Milo Aquatics, Pool Service and Remodels, and Big Swig Water. So it looked like they were going to do that swinging gate over there for the conversion there, and it was a little bit of an option pass to the right side, and he was open. They got the points.
Yeah, and this defense, they fell victim to the big play, and they've done a great job throughout the first few games this far with be able to penetrate into the backfield, disrupt plays, but they haven't been doing it consistently enough where they just get beat by that big play, and that's been the difference in all their games.
Yeah, we've seen quite a few of those throughout each game, 3 or 4 big plays here or there, and that's really been the difference. So Hendrickson's about ready to kick off. Number 22, Brennan Dees, back deep once again, Dotson and LaRue. And the kick is up a little bit short, and it is caught at the 21-yard line up to the 30 to the 35-yard line, and that was number 17, Ismael Sanchez.
Yeah, and it was 17 on the tackle as well.
And that's Adam Cousins. So Leander will start out for their second drive right at their own 35-yard line, going right to left.
Yeah, I think Rashad Carter, he's definitely the difference maker in this offense. He's got different ways to get this team sparked. And, he's been very efficient on the ground. He's one of the top 5 rushing in the district. I think he's second. He's got roughly around, I think, about 484 yards on the ground, a little over 600 yards, almost 700 yards total offense.
Leander comes out, twin receivers on the left, and looks like we're going to have a couple men in motion for Leander. They'll mark him back 5 yards. That'll bring up a 1st and 15 on their 30-yard line. 8:15 left in the first quarter.
Well, here we go again. That's the getting behind the chains has been beating the offense of Leander in few games here that we've had this season.
Twin receivers on the left, Carter under center, and the snap is back. Rolls out to the right side looking to pass. Nobody's there. He's able to go outside, and he goes out of bounds right about the 25 where he's –
Looks like he lost some yards on that play.
He did. He lost about 5 yards on that play.
Yeah, he should have got rid of the ball.
He was rolling out to the right, and no one was there, and he ran out of bounds. I guess he could have thrown it towards the sticks to prevent another 5-yard loss, so that'll bring up now 2nd and 20 for Leander on their 25-yard line.
Yeah, this Leander is not looking that polished right now at this point on offense.
So Carter barking out the signals and gets a snap, handoff up the middle to Dotson, breaks a tackle, but he gets about 5 yards back. That'll bring up a 3rd and 15 for Leander. Tough run there, got about 5 yards, but he was brought down. So Leander will be looking at a 3rd and 15 from their 30-yard line.
Yeah, when you get behind the chains right off the bat, it's really hard to maintain that game plan. You don't want to differentiate from your game plan this early in the game. So now you just have to wish for a big play here on 3rd down and punt the ball back if you can't get it.
Carter rolling out to his left side. Pitch over to McDaniel, and he was brought down. Loss of about 3 on the play. Tackle by number 32, Curly Young. So that'll bring up a 4th down for Leander. And not a good offensive series right there. They had a little bit of trouble, started out with a penalty, and they kept moving back almost every play.
Yeah, you have to wonder with this new offense, their playbook is limited. Obviously these teams do their homework. They're studying the offense pretty well. So the limited plays can, as the season goes on, gets a little tougher for you. So execution on their end is
so Gaiman with
mandatory.
the punt, and it was kicked down about the 45-yard line, picked up by number 7, Gage Mahoney. He brings it back to Leander's 41-yard line, so the Hawks will be in excellent field position here to start their 3rd drive, up 11-0 with 6:40 left in the the first quarter. Tackle by number 7, Dimitri Drayton, and also Ismael Sanchez, number 17. So here we go with the 3rd offensive series for the Hawks. Blaine Barker in at quarterback. Back to throw, scrambles out to his left side, looks down the sideline. The ball is up, and it is incomplete. It was off the shoulder pad of number 6, Titus Dawkins, on the coverage. Looked like the ball floated a little bit, and it hit off his shoulder, went out of bounds. So it'll bring up a 2nd down for the Hawks. Yeah, Leander needs to get definitely get some pressure upfield here. trips receivers on the right, twin receivers on the left, empty set. Barker back ready to get the snap. And he's looking off to the left side of pump, and he takes a ball, runs up the middle, and gets about possibly 5 yards on that. It was a design quarterback sneak, tried to spread the defense out, and he got about 5 yards, and that'll bring up a third down. So it'll be third down for the Hawks, tackled by number 25, Wesley Weingart, and number 90, Connor Cracy.
Yeah, and Connor Cracy got in the backfield. He was actually held pretty good on that play. The center turned him pretty hard on that off his right shoulder.
Once again, an empty set for Barker. And it is a jet sweep off to the left side to number 5, Timion Jackson. He gets enough for the first down, gets about 10 on the carry, and he gets down to the Leander 25-yard line. Xavier Terry, number 3, on the tackle.
Yeah, that was a great job by Terry getting out there and making a shoestring tackle on that.
Yeah, right now we can see Hendrickson really spreading out the Leander defense, and they're taking their shots here up the middle and around the outside. So they're doing a good job of mixing up their offense. So here we go. 5:26 left in the first quarter. Barker back at quarterback. And it looks like a jet sweep off to the right center. Reverse to number 7. Back to the left side. And Leander did a great job of staying home. Tackled by number 2, A.J. Nelson, and number 25, Wesley Weingart, as they tried the reverse. And looks like they may have lost a yard on that play. So great job by Leander staying home, doing your job, and it'll bring up a second down for the Hawks. Second 11 on the Leander 26-yard line.
Yeah, I think Wesley Weingart, he sniffed that out pretty quick.
So Barker back, throws it off to the left side. Quick pass, and he slips a tackle, gets down to the 10-yard line. That'll be a first down for the Hawks.
There's a tackle by Wesley Weingart on that, number 25.
So here we go, first down and 10 at the Leander 11-yard line. Trips receivers to the right, single receiver to the left for the Hawks. Barker is now back, running back offset to his left. Man in motion coming across, and there's a fake jet sweep, and Barker takes the ball up the middle, slips a tackle, gets into the end zone, almost untouched as he goes in for 6 points. So the Hawks will now be up 17-0 pending the PAT.
Yeah, that was a good read by the quarterback. Saw that field open on the right-hand side.
Yeah, it was a fake jet sweep, and Leander, a few of them went with the jet sweep on the receiver. Barker pulled, ran a little bit right off tackle, right outside the end. He was able to get in for the 6 points, a touchdown. So 4:12 left here in the first quarter, and Hendrickson is up 17-0, getting ready now for the kick for the extra point. Snap is down and the kick is up, and the kick is good. So Hendrickson now with a 18-0 lead here in the first quarter. So why don't we take a break and we'll be right back.
The 14th annual Leander High Craft Market is just around the corner. That's right, Saturday, November 17th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Leander High School, 3301 South Baghdad Road in Leander. Featuring more than 200 vendor booths offering food, crafts, homemade goodies, artisan creations, artist holiday creations, and much, much more. And it's indoors, so it will happen rain or shine. Vendors, get your application and information packet along with a printable craft fair market flyer at leanderbaseball.com. So mark it down, Saturday, November 17th, 2018, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Leander High School, the Leander High Craft Market. You don't want to miss it. The Leander High Craft Market is a production of the Leander High School Baseball Booster Club and is not a part of Leander High School nor Leander Independent School District.
We are back here at AC Bible Stadium. Hendrickson up 18-0, ready to kick off, still going left to right. Number 22, Brendan Dees, is ready to kick. Xavier Dotson and Addison LaRue back deep for Leander. Dees approaches, and it is a high kick, back to LaRue at the 14-yard line. And a quick tackle. He's hit about the 20-yard line and brought down there by number 9, Cameron Nobles. So Leander needs to get something going here, or this game's going to get out of hand.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we didn't want to happen. You got to be a little bit more polished. We mentioned that the limited plays from this new offense that they have, and with that said, it's as much as execution is part of this game. It's really pertinent in the offense of the Leander Lions right now.
And with this offense, with that modified veer, kind of a triple option, you got to attack the defense. And you need to make the right plays. And it's not designed to have these giant plays. It's designed for ball control, moving down the line. And Carter comes off, and he's tackled about maybe a 1-yard gain. But if you hesitate at all running this offense, the defense is really going to attack.
Yeah, and that's a good point you just brought up, because you have to attack this fast. So you can't be methodical in the backfield trying to make your decisions. You have to, snap the ball, get the ball off as quick as possible, make those decisions as quick as possible to get the defense on their heels.
Because you basically have 3 options if you're running the basic offense. If you're not throwing a pass, but you got to attack that end, you got to attack up the middle. And if you're going to pull it, you need to get outside. So here we go. Handoff to Dotson. Slips a tackle. Gets about 2 on that carry. So it'll bring up a 3rd and about 5 for Leander. And definitely a big play here for Leander. They need to keep this ball. They need to keep the Hendrickson Hawks offense off the field. So looking here, they may do some type of play action or try and get to the outside. They're going right to left and single receiver on each side, and they're really crowding the line here for Hendrickson. And coming down the right side looking to throw. Nobody there. Pitch out to the right side. Slip tackle gets about 1. And that'll bring up 4th down for Leander. They picked up maybe a yard on that play, but they were looking to throw it down the field to Sanchez on the right side. But a lot of pressure from Hendrickson on the left side of the defense basically shut that down. And at the last second, Carter just pitched it out because there was really no other option. So it looks like they're going for it here on 4th down. May try and draw them off sides. Carter under center. Clock now down to 10 seconds. Looking over the sideline, and it looks like Leander will be calling a timeout. They're trying to pull them off sides to get a 1st down, but it did not work. So now Leander takes a timeout, and we'll be back after the break.
The Leander Lions Football Booster Club would like to recognize its sponsors: Bush's Chicken, Wingstop, Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, Farmers Insurance, the McCoy Agency, James Henderson with American Pacific Mortgage. Contact James and get $5,000 towards closing costs. Amy Maddox with Allstate. You're in good hands. Stephanie Biggs with Blue Door Realty Group. Mighty Fine Burgers, Fries, and Shakes. Randy Hoff with Lexus of Austin. Dana Kerr Photography. Earl and Janice Lott. Milo Aquatics. Pool Service and Remodels. And Big Swig Water. Thanks to all of the Leander Lion Football Booster Club sponsors. We appreciate your generosity. Go Lions!
We're back here at Bible Stadium. Eli Gaiman is now back out to punt for Leander. Have a 4th and 4 on their 26-yard line. Snap is back. Gaiman gets the punt off. Nice high kick off to the near side and takes a bounce and bounces back over towards midfield and now across to the far hash, and it is downed at the 23-yard line. So a couple nice punts here tonight so far by Gaiman. Yeah,
Gaiman's done a great job punting the ball this year. He's definitely put the defense in some good positions throughout this first 4 games.
So now Hendrickson is back out for their 4th series? 4th possession. They've scored every time so far. So now we have Barker in the backfield, 2 backs, one offset to his right, one behind him, and it is a pull, and he takes it off very quick and able to slip a couple tackles, gets about 8 yards on that. So that'll bring up a short 2nd down. See where they mark it. It'll be about a 2nd and 2.
Yeah, and Dimitri Drayton, number 7, came up with the tackle on that.
Newsom and Jackson are in the backfield with Barker, twin receivers on the right and a single receiver on the left. Snap is back, and it is a handoff to the right side, breaks outside, and he was able to cut back inside for about a 5-yard gain, and that will be another first down for the Hawks. Tackled by number 44, Evan Smith, and number 2, A.J. Nelson, and also Dyron Dixon.
Yeah, you had Dimitri Drayton on the outside that was, had the opportunity to turn him back up the middle, but the offensive end turned him inside and allowed that play to bounce to the outside.
So Barker back with, looks like Jackson behind him. Twin receivers on the left. And it is a pull, fake handoff. Barker on the left side comes up with the initial hit, and he is brought down hard by Wesley Weingart right at the line of scrimmage.
As we were saying earlier, this defense has done a great job. Whenever they've had a team drive down, they've been able to stop them, limit it to a field goal whatsoever. It's been the big play, so they've got to get a handle on the big play, because that's what's killed them almost on every touchdown in the last 2 games.
So there are trips out to the right side. Barker back, and Jackson offset to his right side, looking to quickly throw. Runs out to the right side, throws it down right side, and it is a little bit short and incomplete, but the flags come out. Looks like there was contact by Titus Dawkins on the coverage. He was able to catch up with him. The ball was actually thrown a little bit short, and because of that, the receiver slowed down, and Dawkins, ran into him. They're going to throw the flag and call for pass interference on the defense.
Well, you'd really like to see that DB get his head turned around. You know, when you're draped over the receiver, you've got to put a play on the ball, or at least know where it's at, and maybe limit the opportunity for them to throw that flag.
With that penalty, that'll move the ball down to Leander's 46-yard line. That'll give the Hawks a 1st and 10. Trips receivers once again to the right, and Barker gets a snap, and he pulls it, rolling out to the right side, and he throws it out to the flats to number 7, Mahoney, who picks up about 3 yards on that, and he is tackled out of bounds quickly by number 3, Xavier Terry. They're going to give him about 4 yards on that one, so that'll bring up a 2nd and 6 here for the Hawks on the Leander 42-yard line. Have about 12 seconds left here in the first quarter. Barker looks over to the sideline, gets a play, now drops back with Jackson behind him. Trips receivers on the left, man in motion coming across behind him, and it is an option off to the left side. Barker flips it out, and a great open field tackle by Leander. That was tackled by number 16, Ray Egglesey. They're able to read that, and great open field tackle. Wasn't able to gain any yardage on that, so that'll bring up now a 3rd and 6 for the Hawks, and that'll be the end of the first quarter with the Hawks leading 18-0. So why don't we take a break, and we'll be back for the second quarter of play.
The Leander Lions Football Booster Club would like to send a special shout out to its platinum sponsors. First, James Hendrickson with American Pacific Mortgage. Contact James and get $5,000 towards closing costs. That's James Henderson with American Pacific Mortgage at hendersonlending.com. Also, Big Swig Water. Big Swig balances thirst-quenching bubbles and fresh flavor for a crushable beverage enjoyed any time of day. The can is bold, but the bubbles are refreshing, not overwhelming. It's perfect for hydrating during a weekend at Zilker Park, a weekday lunch, a night out, and everything in between. Anywhere around Austin, Big Swig sparkling water brings a bubbly zip and burst of flavor, delivering Texas-sized refreshment. Crack one open. Thank you, Platinum sponsors, for sponsoring the Leander Lions Football Booster Club. Go Lions!
And we are back for the second quarter of play. 3rd and 6 here for the Hawks, now going right to left as you're listening. This is another big play right here for Leander. They need to shut him down here. They can't give up any more points if they want to keep this game close here in the first half. So the Hawks come running out up to the line of scrimmage. Barker once again back, offset by Jackson in the left. And it is a Handoff to Jackson around the right side, and he was able to turn the corner down the sideline, gets out of bounds about the 28-yard line, enough for a first down. Tackled by number 3, Xavier Terry, but picked up about 9 or 10 yards on that play, just basically a handoff and a sweep out to the right side, enough for the first down. So the Hawks will now be set up with a 1st and 10 on Leander's 28-yard line. Barker empty set, throws it out to the right side, complete. Slips one tackle, gets about 8 yards on that. And that pass was complete. Trying to get the number here.
Hendrickson right now moving the ball at will.
Looks like number 5, Jackson, was able to get the reception, so it'll bring up a 2nd and 3 on Leander's 21-yard line.
Right now, you need a big play from this Leander defense. There needs to be a turnover. Get this ball game rolling.
So Barker goes up to the line, now back in his typical set, and there is a little bit of movement there on the offense. I think they'll move him back 5 yards here. Let's make sure we get the correct call. Yeah, it looks like they will be moving it back 5 yards against the Hawks. So that'll set the ball at the 26-yard line. It'll be a 2nd and 8. So Barker back in the shotgun formation, diamond formation this whole game. Hasn't been under center yet. Twin receivers on the left side, single receiver on the right, and Jackson offset to his left side. Barker down the left side looking for the option and hit immediately by number 44, Evan Smith. He may have picked up 1 yard, but is able to get him and throw him back behind the 26-yard line, but they will mark it at the 25-yard line, so that'll bring up a 3rd and 7. Great open field tackle by Evan Smith.
Yeah, it was a great job by him to wrap him up and bring him down. So he's been all over the field this year.
So here we go. It is now 3rd and 7 at the 25-yard line of Leander. Barker comes up. Twin receivers to each side. Jackson offset to his left, back in the shotgun. And it is a fake handoff. Barker throwing down the left side, and it is complete at about the 13-yard line, tackled by A.J. Nelson. And that was a completed pass to number 14, Terrence Walker. And that'll give them enough for a first down. They'll set it up at the 14-yard line, 1st and 10 for Hendrickson. And looks like we may have a player down for Leander. Why don't we take a quick break and we'll be back.
Hey, Leander Lions of all ages, listen up. The 14th annual Leander High Craft Market is just around the corner. That's right, Saturday, November 17th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Leander High School, 3301 South Baghdad Road in Leander. Featuring more than 200 vendor booths offering food, crafts, homemade goodies, artisan creations, artist holiday creations, and much, much more. And it's indoors, so it will happen rain or shine. Vendors, get your application and information packet along with a printable craft fair market flyer at leanderbaseball.com. So mark it down, Saturday, November 17th, 2018, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Leander High School, the Leander High Craft Market. You don't want to miss it. The Leander High Craft Market is a production of the Leander High School Baseball Booster Club and is not a part of Leander High School nor Leander Independent School District.
So you're back here, 1st and 10 for Hendrickson. And they will stop the play here. Not sure if they need to reset the clock or I don't see a flag down, so I guess they're going to reset and get the clock going, and we'll start again. So Barker is back. Number 5, Jackson, is offset to his right side, trips to the right, single receiver to the left. Snap is back, and a fake pass and a run up the middle by Barker, and he powers down to about the 4-yard line. Design quarterback run there. Looks like he's going to try and do a quick pass out to the flats, and then he pulls in and runs right up the middle. Design play. Nice design on that one. That'll give them a first down at the Leander 4-yard line. 1st and goal in the 4.
Yeah, and he was tripped up by number 44, Evan Smith.
So now it looks like number 11, Miles Brooks, is now in at quarterback, or Wildcat. We'll see what they do here. And it is a handoff up the middle to number 5. Jackson gets close to the goal line, and they will mark him down about on the half-yard line.
And that was number 44, Evan Smith, on the tackle once again.
So Hendrickson just keeps driving the ball down the field. They get up quick to the line. Snap is back. Handoff up the middle to Jackson. He dives over for the touchdown. Nice quick play there by Hendrickson, getting up to the line, and a handoff right up the middle. He's able to jump over the line. He got the ball over the end line, and they will give him a touchdown. And the Hawks are now up 24-0, getting ready for the extra point kick right here. Dees is back, ready to kick. Hold is down. The kick is up. And it is no good, off to the left side. So with 9:04 left in the second quarter, Hendrickson is up 24-0.
Yeah, you got to give credit to Xavier Terry. I think he finally got a hand on that ball. He's done a great job in every one of these tries where he's almost got a hold on the ball a couple times, and he's really fast on that edge. So look for him to eventually get a hold of one and possibly send one back here later on a field goal attempt.
So tonight's game is being broadcast on SHN Sports. You can follow us this season at shnsports.com. Your team, your broadcast. Well, it's 24-0, 9:04 left in the second quarter, and Leander's offense has been stagnant.
Yeah, they really got to get something going and give this defense a rest. I know we've said that quite a bit, but we've seen the cause and effect of this before, where in fourth quarter these guys they're pretty tired, and then that's where the big points come up. Along that fourth quarter when they're gassed.
Yeah, I mean, Hendrickson we know is a physical team, but as we talked earlier, Leander needs to attack this defense and move the ball. It's more of a ball control offense that obviously has big play capability, but it's not designed to go 40 or 50 yards every play. So here's a kick up high and back, lands about the goal line, and it is bouncing just into the end zone. Only gets in by about a foot or two. Lucky that wasn't about a yard or two shorter, and it would have been about the 1 yard line, and then Hendrickson could have covered that up.
Yeah, you mentioned getting the ball going, and anytime the ball gets in Rashad Carter's hand, the opportunity for a big play is there. We've mentioned him getting this offense sparked before, and he definitely has that capability. Right now's the time for it.
Yeah, they definitely need to drive down, keep the ball, put some points on the board here before halftime. So Leander is going left to right. Carter under center in their standard double wing formation. Dotson directly behind him. And it is a handoff to Dotson, and he has stood up behind the line of scrimmage. A lot of defensive pressure there, getting past the line. He loses one on that carry, so it'll bring up a 2nd and 11 here for Leander.
Yeah, that was Michael Ike, number 80. He was in the backfield just as that ball snapped and wrapped up the running back as soon as the ball was snapped, so he didn't have a chance to break it on that one.
So Leander now here 2nd and 11 on their 24-yard line. Single receivers each side. Carter under center. McDaniel in motion. Handoff to Dotson, breaks a tackle. Nice, tough run. Gets about 9 yards on that carry, so that'll bring up a 3rd and maybe 2. Let's see where they spot it here. 3rd and 2 here for Leander. Good run by Dotson. That's probably their biggest play of the night so far.
Yeah, and he's the second leading rusher on this team. He's come into the game at 381 yards.
So 4-man front here for Hendrickson. 7 men in the box, and Leander set up in their standard formation. Snap is back, and Carter keeps around the left side, and it looks like he may have enough for the first down. I think they're going to give it to him with the spot. See where they mark it here. And it will be enough for a first down, so 7:47 clock running here in the second quarter. And that is Leander's first down of the game.
That's what I'm thinking.
So it looks like they're getting a little something going here. Leander back, standard double wing formation, single receiver each side. Dotson directly behind Carter. Looking to the left and right. LaRue in motion. Hand off to Dotson off the right side. Gets about 5, and then he's thrown back for a couple yards. So they will give him 5 yards on that carry. It'll bring up a 2nd and 5, and they'll mark it at the Leander 40-yard line.
Yeah, that was number 20, Trey Diaz, on the tackle.
So it looks like they have a little bit of momentum here. The offense is getting some yards. Definitely we don't want to see any negative plays here on 2nd and 5. Wide receivers are a little bit closer into the ball. Relatively tight formation here for Leander. Carter gets the snap and rolls out to the right side. Fake handoff, off tackle, gets close to the first down, but I think he'll be a little bit short. They're going to give him about 4 yards on that carry, so it'll bring up now a 3rd and about 1 on the Leander 44-yard line.
Yeah, and that's exactly what this offense is designed to do. 3 or 4 yards, chunk yards here and there on, 3 or 4, 3 down, 2 or 3 downs, and it even gives you an opportunity to go for it on 4th and short. And time of possession is what this offense is built for as well, and it's totally reversed so far up until this point.
So 3rd and 1 here. Carter gets a snap, handoff to Dotson, gets about 3 on that carry, enough for the first down. And, yeah, you may dink a little bit here, 3, 4, but every now and then you're going to pop off a 50 if you run the offense correctly, and that's what it's designed to do. You must be disciplined on defense to, stay with not only the lead back, the quarterback, or the pitch man as he's coming down the line. So far, Hendrickson's done a pretty good job of that, but Leander looks like they've got something going here in the second quarter.
Yeah, when they start biting that into the inside, too, it opens the outside back up, which is where LaRue and Rashad have been successful.
So handoff to Dotson. Looks like he gets tripped up behind the line of scrimmage. He dives forward for about a yard, and that will bring up a 2nd and 9. They're going to mark it at the Leander 48-yard line. 5:15 left here in the second quarter. Clock is running. Leander going left to right. Sanchez down here on the near side, and Leonard off on the far side with receivers. Carter gets the snap, rolls out to the right side, and he pitches it out to LaRue, cuts inside, and he is drilled, but they're going to call him out of bounds, but they're going to throw a flag down after that. He stepped out of bounds, came back in, and he was ear-holed as he went back into the field of play about the 49-yard line, and flags were immediately thrown. I think that's going to be definitely a personal foul, and we'll see if we get any type of targeting call on that.
Yeah, number 32 wasn't happy with that call, but going back to the play, that's what they did, exactly what we just talked about. They sucked that defense in and then bounced it out to the outside as they softened up a little bit.
Late hit out of bounds. Defense. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
So they'll just give a personal foul, late hit, no targeting. It was a big hit, obviously, when he came back in bounds, but they're not going to eject anyone on that tackle. So Leander now has a ball now in Hendrickson's territory on the 36-yard line, 1st and 10. Leonard and Sanchez off to the left side. Carter under center in their double wing formation. Oh, and we have a jump on the offense. Looks like 2 people jumped on the line, and that's not a good start here.
Yeah, you don't want to see the 2 tackles jumping off sides at one time.
They set up with the 1st and 10. Now it's going to be 1st and 15. 4:53 left here in the second quarter. But Leander they need to keep doing what they're doing right now. Keep the ball out of Hendrickson's hands and move the ball down the field. So set up in the same formation, Leonard and Sanchez off to the left. Dotson under behind Carter under center. LaRue in motion. And it is a fake handoff. And Carter on the right side at 40, 35-30, and he goes out of bounds. Let's see where they mark it. Right about the 30-yard line. So good offensive play there by Carter, and they'll move the chain, so it'll now be a 2nd and about 4 on the Hendrickson 30-yard line.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda. Without the penalty, that'd have been a first down.
Definitely. So here we go. Leander gets up to the line. Twin receivers on the right. Double wing formation with Dotson directly behind Carter. They're setting up on the right hash, going left to right. Man in motion. And it is a pull. Carter off to the left side, breaks inside off tackle, and he picks up maybe 1. Looks like they'll give him 1 yard on that carry, so now it'll be a 3rd and about 3 on the 29-yard line. And it looks like maybe a little dinged up on that play. So clock is now down to about 4:15 in the second quarter. And Leander is finally getting their offense moving. Looks like we may have a timeout here as the clock runs down to about 4 minutes. And it looks like that's what Leander is going to go ahead and take a timeout. So why don't we come back after the break? The Hawks are up 24-0, 3:57 left in the second quarter. We'll be right back.
The Leander Lions Football Booster Club would like to recognize its sponsors: Bush's Chicken, Wingstop, Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, Farmers Insurance, the McCoy Agency, James Henderson with American Pacific Mortgage. Contact James and get $5,000 towards closing costs. Amy Maddox with Allstate, you're in good hands. Stephanie Biggs with Blue Door Realty Group, Mighty Fine Burgers, Fries, and Shakes. Randy Hoff with Lexus of Austin, Dana Kerr Photography, Earl and Janice Lott, Milo Aquatics, Pool Service and Remodels, and Big Swig Water. Thanks to all of the Leander Lion Football Booster Club sponsors. We appreciate your generosity. Go Lions!
So Leander goes back out on the field, setting up here at a 3rd and 3, and we have number 8 in a quarterback, Jefferson, or is it number 9?
They have number 9 on the jersey.
Okay. Chateau, I may be mispronouncing that, but 3rd and 3 here, man in motion, and it is a handoff to Dotson. He bounces outside in great pursuit by the Hawks. They keep him short of the first down. It'll picked up maybe a yard, so now it'll be 4th and 2 on the Hawks' 38-yard line. And it looks like they may be going for it here. Why not? With 3:37 left in the second quarter, down 24-0. Leander gets up, and number 9, Joseph Choto, is in at quarterback in their standard double wing formation. Hawks are putting a lot of pressure up on the defensive line here. And it is a handoff to Dotson, and he is stuffed behind the line of scrimmage. Wasn't able to get up to the line of scrimmage, loses about 2 on that.
Big number 50.
Yeah, nice tackle there. Big tackle. And that is number 50, McCody Robertson, with the stuff behind the line of scrimmage. So the Hawks will now have a 1st and 10 on their 36-yard line. So here we go, 3:11 left in the second quarter. Hawks are up 24-0, and Leander has got to stop them here. Can't give them any more points if they want to stay in this ball game. So Barker back in at quarterback. Jefferson offset to his left, looking down the right side. Lots of time, throws it down the right sideline, high and incomplete. Good coverage there by number 6, Titus Dawkins. That'll be an incomplete pass, and now 2nd and 10 for the Hawks. Yeah, homecoming night here for Leander, and picked a tough opponent, Hendrickson, who we thought may win this district. It may come down to them or Vandegrift. They both have high-quality teams, and definitely the Hendrickson Hawks are showing it tonight. And it is a handoff, and he is dropped hard by number 51, Diego Costa, just unloaded on the running back Jefferson, or I'm sorry, number 26, that was Newsome, as he got up to the line of scrimmage, loss of a yard. So 3rd and 11 now for the Hawks.
Yeah, and you got to give credit to number 92, Connor Cracy, for getting in there and disrupting and doing his job as well.
Hendrickson comes out, trips receivers to the near side.
He's had his hands full tonight.
Barker back, getting ready for the snap, rolls out, throws out to the left side, and it is a short pass into the flats to number 7, Gage Mahoney, and tackled by number 3, Xavier Terry. Came up quick on that one. Another great play by Terry. He's extremely fast out on the field, and he's made a lot of sure tackles this year, and that definitely was one right there. So that'll bring up a 4th down for the Hawks. About 2 minutes left in the second quarter, 4th and 14. And they are back ready. Looks like they're going to be in punt formation, although it doesn't look like it here on the field. Let's see what they do here. The clock is running down. They just may let the clock run out.
Yeah, they may try
And they do. Looks like they're going to call a timeout. So 1:47 left here in the second quarter. We'll be back after the break.
The Leander Lions Football Booster Club would like to send a special shout out to its platinum sponsors. First, James Henderson with American Pacific Mortgage. Contact James and get $5,000 towards closing costs. That's James Henderson with American Pacific Mortgage at hendersonlending.com. Also, Big Swig Water. Big Swig balances thirst-quenching bubbles and fresh flavor for a crushable beverage enjoyed any time of day. The can is bold, but the bubbles are refreshing, not overwhelming. It's perfect for hydrating during a weekend at Zilker Park, a weekday lunch, a night out, and everything in between. Anywhere around Austin, Big Swig sparkling water brings a bubbly zip and burst of flavor, delivering Texas-sized refreshment. Crack one open. Thank you, Platinum sponsors, for sponsoring the Leander Lions Football Booster Club. Go Lions!
So Hendrickson now with a 4th and 14 on their 26-yard line. Looks like number 17, Adam Cousins, is in now. He drops back in punt formation. Nobody back deep for Leander. He rolls off to the right side and kicks it high. Good punt. Lands at the 27-yard line and bounces to the, looks like maybe the 28, 29-yard line. So that'll give Leander a 1st and 10 with 1:37 left here in the second quarter.
Yeah, you got to give defense credit on that, making the stop, giving the opportunity back to the offense to get down here and score some points before they go into the half. There's a minute and 37 left.
So we definitely want to thank all of our sponsors. They support the kids. They support the team. So we want to encourage you to support our sponsors as well. We'll go through some of those as we go into halftime here with Randy Hoff, Lexus of Austin, Dana Kerr Photography, Milo Aquatics Pool Service and Remodels, Big Swig Water. So here we go. Leander setting up on their 29-yard line. Once again, number 9, Joseph Choto, is in a quarterback. Looks like the double wing formation once again here. LaRue in motion and handoff up the middle to Dotson. Maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage. They are putting a lot of bodies up there on the defensive line. Hendrickson is, and basically telling Leander, you want to run it inside, we'll stop you here. So now we have a 2nd and 10 on the 29-yard line. Looks like Leander is letting a lot of the clock run down here. They may be just trying to run out this first half. Clock is now down to 10 seconds. Choto is in at quarterback. McDaniel in motion. And a handoff once again to Dotson. He darts around the left side. Off tackle, gets about 2. It'll now bring up a 3rd and 8 for Leander. Clock is now down to 40 seconds and running as Choto comes over to speak with Coach Smith and now heads back into the huddle. Yeah, the first half is winding down, and it looks like both teams are letting the clock basically run here.
Yeah, I think at this point Leander wants to get in the into the locker room and reassess what they've got going on and see if Rashad's going to come back in the game.
So about 10 seconds left here in the half, and it is a mix-up, and Choto handoff to Dotson, but number 50, once again, Robertson just blows everything up. Choto has to basically keep the ball and then squirms forward for about 2 yards, but it'll bring up a 4th down for Leander, and timeout is being called with 2 seconds left here in the first half. I think that was by Hendrickson. So maybe they're looking for a punt return, see if they can get something going on their special teams. We have any other scores going on right now?
Yeah, let's get you some district scores right now. We've got Vandergrift on top of Vista Ridge, 27-0. Round Rock is barely over Westwood, 22-20. We've got Cedar Ridge trailing 14-17 to Stony Point High School in the second quarter with 4:50 left. And just some other area scores, we've got Westlake over Lehman 7-0 and Lake Travis 21-0 over Austin High School.
And once again tonight is homecoming for Leander. A lot of people coming back here to watch the game. A lot of people were at the pep rally earlier today, and lots of people in the stands. And it's a great night for football tonight. Weather is great. No chance of rain, I don't think, tonight at this point. But right now, looks like the temperature, a little bit of wind here coming from the south, but 78 degrees. Great night for football.
Yeah, this is probably a good night to be out in the stands. Most of the times I'm pretty happy about being in here with the AC, but definitely a night I'm jealous of these guys outside.
Yep, great night. So here we go, 2 seconds left here in the second quarter. And Leander getting under center. Choto here with 4th down. Let's see if he runs out the 2 seconds. Gets a snap, runs out, looks at the clock, makes sure it runs out, and then he takes a knee, and that'll be it for the first half. Hendrickson will take it in to halftime, leading 24-0. As we mentioned, it's homecoming. The band has their new uniforms and set for tonight, so we'll go ahead and have you watch halftime here. You'll be able to watch the band and I believe the homecoming court and see who they crown king and queen tonight. So we'll
sounds exciting.
We'll look for it here, and we'll be back after halftime.
Hey, Leander Lions of all ages, listen up. The 14th annual Leander High Craft Market is just around the corner. That's right, Saturday, November 17th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Leander High School, 3301 South Baghdad Road in Leander. Featuring more than 200 vendor booths offering food, crafts, homemade goodies, artisan creations, artist holiday creations, and much, much more. And it's indoors, so it will happen rain or shine. Vendors, get your application and information packet along with a printable craft fair market flyer at leanderbaseball.com. So mark it down, Saturday, November 17th, 2018, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Leander High School, the Leander High Craft Market. You don't want to miss it. The Leander High Craft Market is a production of the Leander High School Baseball Booster Club and is not a part of Leander High School nor Leander Independent School District.
Please welcome to the field the Hendrickson High School Silver Dancers. The 2018-2019 Silver Dancers are led by officers, Junior Lieutenants Brianna Coleman, Kathleen Gitachew, Senior Lieutenant Gabby Murillo, First Lieutenant Peyton Stansberry, Captain Jillian Tomasek. Social committee members include President Sarah Davis, Vice President Mac Parashow, members Crystal Dowd, Amelia Prieto, and Kaylin Shuttler. The Silver Dancers are under the direction of Kate Abels and Taryn Gregory. The Silver Dancer of the Week is Amelia Prieto. The Spirit Girl of the Week is the Managers. The Director's Penguin of the Week is Crystal Dowd. And now, please enjoy the Silver Dancers as they perform their jazz routine, To the Edge of Glory. And now, please join me in welcoming to the field the 2018 Hendrickson Hawk Band. The Hawk Band is being led onto the field by drum majors Soman Chu, Gabby Emkin, Molly McKinney, and Nicholas Ariano. The Rookie of the Week is Daniel Abdallah. Guard Member of the Week is Jessica Galvan. Percussion Member of the Week is Sophia Mallinson. Band Member of the Week is Austin Kenyon. The Section of the Week is the Color Guard. Tonight, the Hawk Band will perform the first 3 movements of their 2018 marching production, Blueprints for Life. Soloists are Gavon Bilal, Aiden Grievous, Gracie Anderson, and Mark Abdallah.
often imitated, but never duplicated. Let's welcome your Leander High School Bluebells, directed by Susan Schubert and Brooke Watuski. For more information about tomorrow's dance clinic, check out lhsbluebells.com. The Bluebells would like to thank their sponsors: Move Dance and Fitness, Storage Direct, Leading Edge Personnel, Michelle Gomez of Keller Williams Realty, Cinemark, Primos Electric, Cedar Park Dance Company, and Brian Anthony's. At this time, we are pleased to introduce our 2018 homecoming court. Freshman Duchess, Reese Gonzalez. Reese is involved in volleyball and track here at LHS. She is escorted by her parents, Howard and Stephanie. Freshman Duke, Aiden Parrott. Aiden is quarterback for the freshman team. He is escorted by his father Michael, his sister Rachel, and his other sister Aoife. Sophomore Duchess, Brooke Schroeder. Brooke is involved in band and track. She is a drum major and a pre-IB student. Brooke is escorted by her father, Chuck. Sophomore Duke, Dyran Dixon. Dyran plays football and baseball. He is escorted by her sister, Taya. Junior Duchess, Jenny Pitchford. Jenny is involved in soccer, HOSA, student council, and Key Club. She is escorted by her parents, Dawn and Melanie. Junior Duke, Mark Anton Bennett. Mark is involved in band, Mu Alpha Theta, and the IB diploma program. Mark is escorted by his mother Sonia and his father Thomas. And now for our senior court members. Senior Princess, Allie Melanson. Allie is a Leander band drum major. She is a member of the National Honor Society, Mu Alpha Theta, and the IB program. Allie is escorted by her father, Mike. Senior Prince, Noel Duckworth. Noel is a band section leader and vice president. He is an NHS officer and IB student and a member of Mu Alpha Theta. Noel is escorted by his father, Jeff, and his sister, Tatiana. Senior Princess, Samantha Rangel. Samantha plays varsity soccer here at LHS. She is escorted by her parents, Edna and Nestor. Senior Prince, Noah Kellum. Noah is a 3-year varsity baseball player and an honor guard for the Bluebells. Noah is escorted by his mother, Heather. Senior Princess, Kyla Spence. Kyla loves singing and being involved in the spirit of LHS. She is escorted by her parents, Keisha and Antoine, and her brother, Kavan. Senior Prince, Leonardo Palomino. Leonardo is an LHS soccer player. He is escorted by his mother, Brenda. Senior Princess, Camilla Urea. Camilla is involved in Student Council, NHS, Advanced Theater, and Lionheart Varsity Choir. She is also a French NHS officer. Camilla is escorted by her father, Hario. Senior Prince Jacob Reed. Jacob is involved in the National Technical Honor Society. He is escorted by his mother, Wendy. Senior Princess Mallory Weigel. Mallory is the Bluebell Health Company leader. She is involved in IB, NHS, Rotary Club, and she co-founded the Healthy Habits Club. Mallory is escorted by her father, Eric. Senior Prince, John Yoder. John is involved in track and Rotary Club. John is escorted by his mother, Lydia, father, Sydney, and his stepmother, Kristen. And now we'd like to welcome our 2017 Homecoming King and Queens, Angelica Perez and CJ Everson. They will be crowning the new King and Queen. Your 2018 Homecoming King is Noel Duckworth. And your 2018 Homecoming Queen is Allie Melanson. Congratulations to all the homecoming court members.
There is a lost child at the main gate waiting with a teacher for their parents to pick them up. If your child is missing, please make your way to the main gate.
Often imitated, but never duplicated. Let's welcome your Leander High School Bluebells, directed by Susan Schubert and Brooke Watuski. For more information about tomorrow's dance clinic, check out lhsbluebells.com. The Bluebells would like to thank their sponsors: Move Dance and Fitness, Storage Direct, Leading Edge Personnel, Michelle Gomez of Keller Williams Realty, Cinemark, Primos Electric, Cedar Park Dance Company, and Brian Anthony's. The Bluebell officers are Captain Kaylin Winters, First Lieutenant Kaylee Gomez, Second Lieutenants Madeline Guietta, Annalie Herrera, and Sarah Shepline. Head Company Leader Mallory Weigel. Company Leaders Lindsay Bagby, Clarabella Reeve, Casey Stewart, and Sarah Wilcox. Congratulations to the Bluebells of the Week, senior members at large, Alexis Grogan and Sinclair Hammerbach. The Bluebells would like to dedicate this performance to all the alumni in the audience tonight.
We are back here at AC Bible Stadium, homecoming for the Leander Lions. They're trailing the Hendrickson Hawks 24-0 at halftime. Broadcast being brought to you by SHN Sports. Follow the games at shnsports.com. Your team, your broadcast. I'm Mark Sickles along with Gary Gutierrez, Mickey Holden working the camera, and John Salazar working stats. So talking about stats, Gary, what do we have for the little bit of both teams for the first half?
Let's see. We've got rushing. Yeah, these are a little bit hard to see here. We've had rushing, one of the top leading rushers, number 20 for Hendrickson. Looks like Trey Diaz. No, that's not right. 28. Derek Mickelson. That's still not right.
I think it's 26.
Okay.
26 and number 5.
There you go, Donnie Newsom. Sorry about that. Donnie Newsom. He's leading Hendrickson with 75 total yards, and that's off one rush. So again, we've talked about that big play, that big break for the opposing teams of Leander, tearing them up. On Leander, we've had 11 rushes for Dotson, 29 total yards. They've got 47 total yards of offense in the first half. Leander does, and that's something that really is hurting them right now.
Yeah, it looks like Carter has about 6 rushes for 22. LaRue, 1 carry, 2 yards, it looks like, and a couple others have had the ball as well. But it's been tough for Leander to get this offense going. Hendrickson has a strong defense, and they're putting 7 men in the box right now and daring Leander to run. And that's Leander's offense. They finally started moving the ball second half, and got a little dinged up with their players, kind of put a halt to that last drive. So we'll head into the second half down 24-0, but they're still in the game. If they can score here and hold them and get another touchdown or two, they're back in it. But we talked earlier tonight about the strength of Henderson. They have a lot of big players, and they're rotating a lot of players in, and that takes its toll on a team like Leander that doesn't do a whole lot of rotation on their players due to numbers.
Yeah, and you've got Leander. They've got 8 first downs versus 15 first downs for Hendrickson. You look at the rushing, you've got 18 rushes, Hendrickson 164 yards total against 22 rushes and 46 total yards for Leander. Again, still haven't got the air attack going.
No.
You've got to do some play action and take advantage of that offense that you're running in the veer. You've got so many options, really. You do. We've talked about the minimal plays or that they have, but realistically, you have 3 or 4 options out of each one of those. So you got to take advantage and start getting that ball downfield. Especially now, you're behind 24-0. Air attack is what you need. You need a little bit of it, but you still got to continue with your game plan as well and eat this clock up.
And if you keep 7 defensive players, maybe 8 or 9, if they bring some of those safeties up to support the run, there should be some people open on the outside.
Right, and in the offense, the quarterback needs to be able to recognize that and recognize the shifts that the defense has done up to this point in the game and what the difference in what they started the game.
So we'll be kicking here. Hendrickson kicking right to left, back deep. Looks like LaRue is going to catch it about the 3-yard line. Calls a fair catch. So funny, we were talking right before halftime about what a great night it is for football, nice and cool. And then right during halftime, looks like a little cell opened up, and it just drenched the halftime. The homecoming court, king and queen, everyone got drenched at halftime. Looks like it is essentially stopped at this point, and some of the fans are starting to come back into the stands, but it cleared out fast.
Yeah, we had probably the only cell in the area was right over this stadium, but the field's wet right now, so these guys need to keep their hands on the ball, and the ball's going to get wet while it's sitting there on the field, and you've got to have some ball control. Can't have any turnovers for this offense right now.
No,
not in a position. Never in a position, but definitely not right now, being down 24-0.
So Shoto's back in at quarterback for Leander, and here's the first play pitch off to the right side to Dotson. Goes around the right side, and he is caught behind the line of scrimmage. A lot of defensive pressure and about 3 or 4 players for Hendrickson went over to help out on the tackle. Dodson was able to spin and get back, but he still lost a yard on that carry.
Yeah, and you have a sophomore in it as quarterback right now for Leander. You can't imagine he's gotten a ton of reps with this first team offense. So and you saw that as a result in the end of the second half, there was some miscombobulation of the ball in plays.
So fake pitch and a handoff to LaRue on the little counter, gets back up to the line of scrimmage. So it'll bring up a 3rd and 10 for Leander. About 11 minutes left here in the third quarter. Band is kind of filtering back from the south end zone area.
Yeah, this offense is based on rhythm. You have to have a steady rhythm going with this offense to just grind the ball down the field. So with Rashad out, that changes the rhythm. They were already having trouble getting in rhythm already. So hopefully number 9, the sophomore Joseph Chateau, can get in here and pick things up.
So 3rd and 10 here for Leander. Handoff to Dodson. He's able to make the first person miss, but he has stood up after a gain of about 2. Another tough tackle by Hendrickson, and they are just really attacking the ball right now. They have nothing to lose, and they are reading the play very well, and basically a lot of pursuit, a lot of hats on the ball, and that'll bring up a 4th and 8 for Leander. And Eli Gaiman is back about his 12-yard line, getting ready to punt. And 2 men deep for Hendrickson about the 35-yard line. Wet ball, need to be careful with this snap right here.
Also back there, number 5.
And the snap is back, and he off to the right side, soccer-style kick, a little bit of a knuckleball, bounces at the 42, off of Hendrickson. He picks it up and drops it, then falls down the 29-yard line. Good pursuit downfield by number 25, Wesley Weingart, able to get down the field and make a nice forced tackle on that. He did fall to the ground, but he fell because there's a lot of pressure, Weingart coming after him, and a little bit of a loose ball. So
yeah, you got to give credit to Gaiman again on that kick.
Yeah, he's had a good night tonight with that kind of a rugby soccer-style punt that we see often now in a lot of the college and high school. So here we go. Hendrickson set up on their 30-yard line, 1st and 10 going right to left. Still in is Barker at quarterback, and man in motion across, and it is a dive up the middle to number 26, Donnie Newsom. Gets about 7 on the carry off tackle.
That was number 25, Wesley Weingart, on the tackle.
Yeah, we've seen and called his name out a lot tonight. He gets in on a lot of tackles. So here we go. Hendrickson set up on the left hash, near hash, going right to left. Twin receivers on the left. Wing off to the right, receiver off to the right. Back in the shotgun, man in motion. And it is a fake jet sweep, and it is a dive up the middle once again to number 26, Donnie Newsom. And tackled by number 44, Evan Smith, but a pickup down about 10 yards on the carry, and he gets down to the Hendrickson 44-yard line. Barker looking over to the sideline, gets the play. They don't go into the huddle often. Hendrickson doesn't. They get up to the line, get the plays called from the sideline. 3 receivers in tight on the right side, and it is a quick pass out to number 7, Mahoney. He's able to get around the right side, gets about 8 on the reception. Xavier Terry, number 3, on the tackle, and that'll set up a 2nd and 2 for Hendrickson on the Leander 46-yard line.
Yeah, when they do that, they're able to control the tempo a little bit, but they're also able to see what defense is calling and where they're at on the field. So it gives them a little bit more opportunity to make the right call on offense.
Yeah, no huddle offense. Barker back deep, ready for the snap. And it is a handoff up the gut and picks up enough for the first down. Gain of about 3 on that play by number 26, Newsom, once again.
Number 58, Dyron Dixon, and number 44,
Tackled by number 44, Evan Smith, and number 58, Dyron Dixon. So now they are in Leander territory here at the 43-yard line. Twin receivers on the left, wing off to the left, And Barker swing pass out to number 7 quick. He falls down, and Xavier Terry comes up and makes a tackle, ankle tackle at the 46-yard line, loss of about 2 or 3. Wasn't sure if he was actually down. Looked like he was close to being down, but Terry came up and made the sure tackle to make sure he was down. So that'll bring up 2nd and 13 for Hendrickson.
Yeah, Xavier Terry, he's one of those players you just see all over the field doing a lot of things on special teams, on defense, coming up with big tackles, big plays.
So Barker deep, and it is a jet sweep off to the right side to number 11. Breaks a tackle, goes inside down to the 30, 20, 15, down to the 13-yard line. Looked like he ran through about 2 or 3 defenders as he got down to the 13-yard line. That was number 16, Ray Egglesey, and number 2, A.J. Nelson on the tackle. But a nice offensive play there, jet sweep, and that picks up another first down for Hendrickson.
Yeah, once again, this defense back against the goal line, fighting to keep points off the board.
The Hawks set up on the 14-yard line, 1st and 10, and a handoff up the middle to number 26, Newsom. He stood up quickly there at the line of scrimmage. Looks like tackle by number 12, Will Loof. Number 25, Wesley Weingart, and also number 52, Matthew Nakama. 2nd and 8 here on the 12-yard line for Hendrickson. Barker looking off to the right side to get the play call from the sideline. They have twin receivers out to the left, single receiver off to the far side. Barker goes back in the diamond formation, and it is a handoff to Newsom. Cuts out to the right side, then cuts inside, and he is in for a touchdown. Darts inside of the corner, and he is able to score, and that's another touchdown for the Hendrickson Hawks. They now go up 30-0 here, pending the extra point. Dees is now into kick for Hendrickson. Snap is back and down, and it is up.
Terry's going to get his hand on one of those.
He is, sooner or later, and extra point is good. And the score now 31-0. Hendrickson with 6:04 left here in the third quarter, and we'll be right back after the break.
The Leander Lions Football Booster Club would like to recognize its sponsors: Bush's Chicken, Wingstop, Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, Farmers Insurance, the McCoy Agency, James Henderson with American Pacific Mortgage. Contact James and get $5,000 towards closing costs. Amy Maddox with Allstate. You're in good hands. Stephanie Biggs with Blue Door Realty Group. Mighty Fine Burgers, Fries, and Shakes. Randy Hoff with Lexus of Austin. Dana Kerr Photography. Earl and Janice Lott. Milo Aquatics, Pool Service and Remodels, and Big Swig Water. Thanks to all of the Leander Lion Football Booster Club sponsors. We appreciate your generosity. Go Lions!
Back here at AC Bible Stadium, here for Leander's homecoming, up against the Hendrickson Hawks. Tough team, one of the best teams we've seen so far this year.
Yeah, they've got a lot of weapons. They've got a lot of rotation on offense and defense too, which is something Leander doesn't have the joy of doing. They've got enough players to do some substitutions, but not to the degree that some of these other big 6A schools have, and it's a difference maker.
It is. You get worn out, and it's easy when you rotate and you're fresh and have lots of players you can just shuffle in and out. So the kick is up. It's back to LaRue. He does the fair catch about the 5-yard line. And once again, if you take a fair catch on the kickoff, you don't get it there where you take the fair catch. They, move it up to the, I believe it's 25, where they put the ball down, and that's where they are going to be putting it down. So if you take a fair catch on the kick, they move it up to the 25, which I guess is a new rule that they're going into, and it's also for safety reasons as well.
Yeah, always trying to make it safer.
So Leander will come out for their second drive of the second half. Shoto is still in at quarterback for the Lions. They're going left to right.
Yeah, I haven't seen much from LaRue and haven't seen much from Matthew McDaniel. Two guys who need to get involved.
McDaniel goes in motion. It's a handoff to McDaniel off the left side. He gets about 3 on that carry. A little bit of a seam. Get up, and that's some positive yardage right there for Leander. That'll bring up a second, and they'll give him 4 yards on that carry, 2nd and 6. 5:50 left here in the third quarter.
So we need to see if they're gonna get number 9, Joseph Chateau, involved in the passing game here, and see if we can't get that ball to Ismael Sanchez on the outside.
Yeah, you'd like to see him open it up a little bit, or else you're just going to see Hendrickson going downhill on the defensive side and just going to the ball every time and exploding wherever the play is. So got to keep him off balance, and looks like a player is dinged up walking off the field. So let's go to some of our sponsors real quick when we have a break. Randy Hoff, Lexus of Austin, Dana Kerr Photography, Milo Aquatics Pool Service and Remodels, Big Swig Water, Blue Door Realty Group with Stephanie Biggs, Mighty Fine Burgers, Fries, and Shakes, Earl and Janice Lott, Allstate with Amy Maddox, American Pacific Mortgage with James Henderson, Farmers Insurance, McCoy Agency, Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, Wingstop, and Bush's Chicken. So definitely support the sponsors who are supporting the boys out there on the field. Leander comes up 2nd and 6 on their 29-yard line. Double wing formation. And it is a handoff, but a flag goes down. Looks like we may have some movement on the offense. Let's see what the call is here, and that's what it will be. They'll mark it back 5 yards, and that'll negate that 4-yard initial first down carry. So it'll now be a 2nd and 11 on the 24-yard line.
It must have been a little twitch because I was looking pretty hard on that line. I didn't see any movement.
I didn't see much either. So back up to the line for Leander. Sanchez off to the near side. Chateau in at quarterback for Leander, ready to get the snap. And it is a handoff off the left side to Dotson. Another tough carry, stood up by about 4 Hawks, gain of about 2 yards. That'll bring up a 3rd and long for Leander. 4:55 left here in the third quarter. Chateau comes over to Coach Smith, gets a play, runs back into the huddle. No substitutions for Leander. And Chateau comes up to the line. Once again, double wing formation, single receivers to each side. And he gets the snap, roll out to the right option, and he has stood up quickly behind the line of scrimmage. A lot of defensive pressure there by the Hawks. Didn't see anybody deep down the middle of the field. Looks like they brought about 9 people on that play right there defensively. Looks like they're almost playing man-to-man on the outside, and just brought everyone up once the play was snapped and stood him up behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and Chateau has developed that play a little slow too, so gave the defense a little time to figure out what was going on.
So Gaiman, who has basically been the
star here,
the star of the game tonight. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. He's had 3 really, really good punts so far that we've seen tonight. So he's back again to punt about his 11-yard line. Snap, bounce, picks it up. Nice high kick.
Commentator's curse.
And it goes down to the 49-yard line, and he almost dropped it and wrapped him up there. They're not going to throw a flag. There was some contact after he made a fair catch, but they're not going to throw a flag. And Hendrickson will start at the Leander 48-yard line.
Yeah, I don't think the player had really enough time to put the brakes on.
No, that's a tough play. You're going full speed, and then the guy catching the ball comes up short and looks like he's about to fumble it. So no flag. Nobody was hurt on that play. So here we go, 3:34 left in the third quarter. Hawks once again have the ball in Leander territory. They have twin receivers on the right. Looks like number 11 is in at quarterback. And looks like we have another running back in as well. And it is a handoff
Goes straight ahead.
up the middle and a huge push by the Hendrickson offensive line. They get about 4 yards on that play. It looks like number 31 got the carry. Sorry, we don't have all the numbers here for Hendrickson. We'll try and get some of those numbers for you. That'll bring up a 2nd and 6 for Hendrickson on the Leander 44-yard line. Snap is back. Once again, handoff off left tackle. Tough run, and he breaks a tackle down to the 30, the 20, the 10, 5, and he is in for a touchdown. Broke a tackle at the line of scrimmage and rambled on in for the touchdown, and that now will make the score 37-0 Hendrickson.
Yeah, I don't have the name for number 31, but he was a load. He came in and loaded in on sophomore Dyron Dixon, and there was no stopping him.
Yeah.
He rolled right over him.
So Hendrickson is getting ready for the extra point. We'll see if we can get some of those names once we go to the break here so we can keep you updated. Snap is back. The kick is up, and it is good. So the Hawks lead 38-0 with 2:50 left in the third quarter, and we'll be right back after the break.
The Leander Lions Football Booster Club would like to send a special shout out to its platinum sponsors. First, James Henderson with American Pacific Mortgage. Contact James and get $5,000 towards closing costs. That's James Henderson with American Pacific Mortgage at hendersonlending.com. Also, Big Swig Water. Big Swig balances thirst-quenching bubbles and fresh flavor for a crushable beverage enjoyed any time of day. The can is bold, but the bubbles are refreshing, not overwhelming. It's perfect for hydrating during a weekend at Zilker Park, a weekday lunch, a night out, and everything in between. Anywhere around Austin, Big Swig sparkling water brings a bubbly zip and burst of flavor, delivering Texas-sized refreshment. Crack one open. Thank you, Platinum sponsors, for sponsoring the Leander Lions Football Booster Club. Go Lions!
All right, we are back here at AC Bible Stadium. Hawks are up 38-0 here for Leander's homecoming, not a happy homecoming. Do you have any other scores from around the area?
Yeah, let me get this up here.
And
might have to get it right after this kickoff.
That's fine. And to update you, number 11, and at quarterback was Xavier Lucio, and the touchdown run was by number 31, Dre Conley. So Hendrickson ready to kick off here. D's once again ready to kick from his 40-yard line. And the kick is up. High, deep kick. LaRue catches it in the end zone, and he will take a knee. There we go. And so they will move the ball out, and Leander will once again start out on their 25-yard line.
We'll hit some of these district scores real quick. Vandergrift leading Vista Ridge, and it's showing at halftime right now, 36-0. Round Rock over Westwood, 36-23. Cedar Ridge over Stony Point in a tight game, 21-17 at halftime. And we've got Westlake 40 over Lehman, Lake Travis 52 over Austin High School 7. And then the next break we'll get to some other area scores.
So Leander comes out, Chateau in at quarterback, Leonard and Sanchez in at receivers. And looks like we will have a stop here by Leander. Will take a timeout, and the team will be called over to the near sideline. So once again, our broadcast being brought to you by SHN Sports. You can always find the games on shnsports.com. Your team, your broadcast. We're looking here down 38-0. 2:50 left in the third quarter. Looks like all the rain has moved out. The wind is still blowing from in a southerly direction towards the north end of the field.
And we've got Hutto High School 63 over Conley, 7. Hutto has been putting up they're one of the best offenses in the state.
Yeah, they've really put up some high scores lately. So here we go, Leander, first and 10 on their 25-yard line, 2:50 left in the third quarter, going left to right. Double wing formation. And a handoff to number 11 off the left side. That's David Cruz. He picks up about 2.5 on that carry. That's the first time we've seen Cruz tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like there may be a few substitutions here for Leander. In the backfield, we also have Caleb Rude in, number 45. Sanchez off to the right side, double wing formation. Looks like they have a tight end in for Leander. LaRue in motion and a handoff up the middle to number 11, David Cruz, another short gain of about 2 before he's upended. And that'll bring up a third and we'll give him 6 here for Leander. Yeah, you'd like to see a short pass, little play action, something to open it up. Because just looking down on the field, they're really loading the box here for Hendrickson on defense, and they're basically coming forward on the snap. Choteau, play action, looking down the sideline, lots of pressure, and he is tackled behind the line of scrimmage by 2 players. Number 63, that is, don't have his number. But basically, a nice play-action pass, but by the time he, pulled the ball out, looked downfield, 2 big defenders were coming right at him. So he took the ball and took the sack, so it'll bring up a 4th down at about 13 for Leander.
Yeah, you really got to get the ball quick out of the hands of the quarterback.
Looks like they were trying to hit Sanchez on a post down the middle, unable to do that. So Gaiman is back into punt at about his 8-yard line, where he will catch the ball, snap his back, and gets a kick, line drive, low, hits about the 48, bounces to the other 48, and rolls down to about the Hendrickson 43-yard line, and that was picked up by number 17, Sanchez, with 44 seconds left here in the third quarter. Why don't we take a short break, and we'll be right back.
Hey, Leander Lions of all ages, listen up. The 14th annual Leander High Craft Market is just around the corner. That's right, Saturday, November 17th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Leander High School.
And we are back quickly here. Hendrickson set up on their 43-yard line. And it is a handoff, and he is stuffed. Handoff was to number 31, and that was Dre Conley stuffed by number 51, Diego Costa, for about a 5-yard loss. Great defensive play and great tackle there before he could even get going.
Yeah, once again, Diego Costa coming in on fire, hitting him in the backfield.
And also Wesley Weingart there on the tackle. But, yeah, number 31, Dre Conley, who had that huge run earlier in the game. Once he got he's a big kid back there running back at running back. And once he got going, he had great speed, but Costa came up and just lit him up, and Weingart was able to help out on the tackle. Big play there, a good defensive play for Leander. So there is a timeout on the field. So let's go to break, and we'll be right back.
The Leander Lions Football Booster Club would like to recognize its sponsors: Bush's Chicken, Wingstop, Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, Farmers Insurance, the McCoy Agency, James Henderson with American Pacific Mortgage. Contact James and get $5,000 towards closing costs. Amy Maddox with Allstate. You're in good hands. Stephanie Biggs with Blue Door Realty Group. Mighty Fine Burgers, Fries, and Shakes. Randy Hoff with Lexus of Austin. Dana Kerr Photography. Earl and Janice Lott. Milo Aquatics. Pool Service and Remodels. And Big Swig Water. Thanks to all of the Leander Lion Football Booster Club sponsors. We appreciate your generosity. Go Lions!
Back here at AC Bible Stadium, beginning of the fourth quarter, Hawks are up 38-0, and the Hawks will have a second and about 14 on their 39-yard line going left to right. 2 receivers on the right side, 2 receivers on the left side. Number 11, Xavier Lucio, back in at quarterback. And Play action pass, rolls out to the right side. Leander starts getting pressure on him. He cuts inside, and he breaks to the left on the outside, gets around the corner. Weingart takes a dive at him, makes another person miss, and he runs out of bounds at about the 23-yard line. Very elusive, very quick. Number 11, Xavier Lucio. He had a rollout pass to the right and a big open field up the middle. He tucked it and ran for about 30 yards.
Yeah, we know there's always holding on all these offensive plays. However, number 31 had a huge hole on the helmet of number 58, Dixon. Right in front of the referee, and he didn't call that. I mean, he was twisting his head off. Unfortunate for Leander.
Yeah, that's a big play for Hendrickson. Gets him down to the 24-yard line of Leander. And the tackle was by number 58, Dyron Dixon, who knocked him out of bounds. So Lucio in at quarterback, and it is a handoff up the middle to number 31. A couple Leander players brought him down. That was Dre Conley on the carry. A.J. Nelson on the tackle. That'll bring up a 2nd and about 4 for the Hawks. The ball is placed at the Leander 17-yard line. So Hendrickson taking their time once again. No huddle offense. They're getting the call from the sideline, but they're not in any rush at this point. Lucio in at quarterback, gets a snap, and it is a handoff off the right side. Off tackle, breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, and runs into the end zone. Another touchdown for Dre Conley. That'll be a 17-yard run off the right side and broke a few tackles into the end zone.
Yeah, he's just brushing defenders off of him.
Yeah, right now you can just tell the Leander defense is a little bit gassed, being out there on the field a whole lot, and the score is now 44-0 Hendrickson.
Yeah, this will be the first time Leander hasn't put any points on the board this season.
So the snap is back, and the kick is good. Extends the lead to 45-0. We'll be back after the break.
Hey, Leander Lions of all ages, listen up. The 14th annual Leander High Craft Market is just around the corner. That's right, Saturday, November 17th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Leander High School, 3301 South Baghdad Road in Leander. Featuring more than 200 vendor booths offering food, crafts, homemade goodies, artisan creations, artist holiday creations, and much, much more. And it's indoors, so it will happen rain or shine. Vendors, get your application and information packet along with a printable craft fair market flyer at leanderbaseball.com. So mark it down, Saturday, November 17th, 2018, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Leander High School, the Leander High Craft Market. You don't want to miss it. The Leander High Craft Market is a production of the Leander High School Baseball Booster Club and is not a part of Leander High School nor Leander Independent School District.
Number 22 to kick.
Back here at Bible Stadium, Mark Sickles along with Gary Gutierrez, Mickey Holden. We're here at fourth quarter, 10:46 left in the game. Leander trailing 45-0. D's getting ready to kick for the Hendrickson Hawks. Back deep, LaRue, and looks like Dotson as well. Kicking into the wind, kick is up. Deep onto the far side of the field, and a fair catch down at the 6-yard line by LaRue, so they will mark it at the 25, and Leander will once again set up shop on the 25-yard line. They've been doing that quite a lot tonight.
Well, so far, Mark, mum's the word. Not only on the field, but in the stands with it being homecoming here at AC Bible Stadium and all the young ladies running around with their mums for homecoming. Got to get something going here. I mean, you don't want to see this offense go out with a goose egg on the score, but with this backup quarterback coming in, it definitely changes things for Leander.
Yeah, it definitely does. So Chateau runs off to the near side, cuts up field, and he is stood up by number 33 for the tackle of Hendrickson, and he picks up about 5 yards on that carry. That's the first, number 55 and number 33 on the tackle. So that'll be a second and, I guess we'll give him 6 on that carry. 2nd and 4 for Leander. Set up on the near hash, going right to left.
Yeah, it was a good run by Chateau on that.
Double wing formation, receiver slightly closer to the center, and a handoff up the middle to number 11, Cruz, and he has stood up immediately.
Number 11 on the carry.
Yeah, he had number 25.
That's Maurice Thompson.
Maurice Thompson
on the tackle. So no gain on the play, bring up a 3rd and 4 for Leander. Yeah, just like to see him get a drive down the field, keep the ball, get a little bit of momentum here and build on it for next week. So Chateau under center. LaRue in motion. He runs out to the right side and a pitch out to LaRue, and he gets around the corner. He cuts it upfield to the 45, down to the 50. A flag is down. He gets pushed down to the 45, 43-yard line of the Hawks. So we'll see what the flag is, but a good offensive play for Leander.
Looks like it's going to be against Leander.
Tackle made by number 44.
Tackle by number 44. And let's see what the penalty is here.
Yeah, as we mentioned before, getting LaRue going. I mean, he's been a great playmaker on the outside.
Offense, number 17. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
Finally gets some good positive coming this way on the offense, and it's negated by a penalty.
Well, they still have enough for a first down, so that's a positive. But, yeah, they marked off another 10 yards. Good offensive play, and you talk about LaRue. Good speed. We've seen some great things from him this year when he gets the ball outside. You know, one-on-one he makes people miss, but he just needs to get a few more touches on the outside where you can definitely utilize his speed. So Chateau comes over here quickly, and he is tackled from behind. That is number 53, came up quickly and dropped him for no gain. So that'll be 2nd and 10 for Leander on their 40-yard line.
Yeah, that feeling that you get running the ball when you know somebody's breathing down your neck, that just comes with experience.
Leander sets up in their double wing. Leonard on the near side. And Chateau off to the right side, cuts out. And a lot of defensive players there, unable to pitch and unable to run. He gets tackled right about the line of scrimmage. They'll give him 1 yard on the carry, so it'll be 3rd and 9 here for Leander on their 41-yard line.
Yeah, Leander definitely has some playmakers, as we've talked about, getting this, the ball into their hands. More LaRue, more throwing that ball to Ismael Sanchez. You've got to get that air attack going a little bit. I know, at this point, Coach probably wants to eat this clock up and get out of here.
So here we go, 3rd and 9 for Leander. LaRue in motion. Chateau handoff to LaRue. Darts to the outside. Maybe gets back up to the line of scrimmage and gets pushed back by about 6 Hawks. So that'll bring up a 4th down for Leander. 7:35 clock running here in the 4th quarter. And they will bring the punting unit out. Yeah, it's just been a tough game all the way around. Hendrickson definitely big and strong and fast, and we knew that coming in, and they've definitely, showed what they can do tonight for us.
Yeah, this Leander team, they're in a tough district, and I don't think there's a great opponent for a homecoming game. they're all tough competitors, so you wanted to see this go the other way for the fans, for the kids here at Leander, and of course the players who put in all the hard work. We know they day in and day out they're putting in their part and doing their part. Just got outmatched here tonight.
So Gaiman with another nice punt. It's caught. Fair catch down at the 13-yard line. So Hendrickson will set up 1st and 10. 6:56 left here in the 4th quarter, going left to right. Looks like they're once again going to have number 11, Xavier Lucio, in at quarterback. A couple other players now in for the Hawks. Number 15, Nathaniel Davenport is in. And also we'll have a timeout here real quick. So let's take a quick break, and we'll be back for the rest of the fourth quarter.
The Leander Lions Football Booster Club would like to recognize its sponsors: Bush's Chicken, Wingstop, Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, Farmers Insurance, the McCoy Agency, James Henderson with American Pacific Mortgage. Contact James and get $5,000 towards closing costs. Amy Maddox with Allstate. You're in good hands. Stephanie Biggs with Blue Door Realty Group. Mighty Fine Burgers, Fries, and Shakes. Randy Hoff with Lexus of Austin. Dana Kerr Photography. Earl and Janice Live. Milo Aquatics, Pool Service and Remodels, and Big Swig Water. Thanks to all of the Leander Lion Football Booster Club sponsors. We appreciate your generosity. Go Lions!
Back here at AC Bible Stadium, Mark Sickles, Gary Gutierrez, Mickey Holden, Rich Hensley working the production here. So Hawks will set up on their 13-yard line, 1st and 10. Handoff up the middle, missed tackle, and number 15 breaks to the outside, goes to the 30, to the 40, now to the 50, cuts inside, back to the 40, and he is brought down by number 12, Will Loof. Davenport, a long run, number 15 for the Hawks, and they bring it down to, they'll set up on the Leander 40-yard line.
Once again, this offense just moving the ball at will here.
Yeah, they seem to have they really haven't thrown a lot tonight, but they haven't needed to. They've been running to the outside, inside, fake passes and quarterbacks running up the middle, and really kept the defense on its heels. But you can just tell right now they're gassed out there, and with the fresh legs out there for Hendrickson. Oh, fumble on the snap. And he is tackled behind the line of scrimmage by number 25, Wesley Weingart. Comes up for a big 6-yard loss. Another good play by Weingart on defense.
Yeah, once Hendrickson got ahead in the first half, they've pretty much been trying to burn the clock down, ever since then at that point, and no reason to go to the air.
Lucio still in at quarterback. Twin receivers to the right on the far hash. And a handoff to number 27 off tackle. Don't have his name. Gets up close to the, about 2 yards short of the original line of scrimmage. So that'll bring up a 3rd and 12 on the Leander 42-yard line.
Looks like that was Matthew Wakama on the tackle. Assisted by number 25, Weingart.
Clock is running down to 5:15 left in the game. Hendrickson taking their time, getting the play from the sideline. Lucio yells out the play to the offense, goes back. Running backs to offset to the left and side and right of him. And a handoff to number 15 off tackle. Runs outside, flag down, runs into his own man and the defensive player, and he has stood up at the 32-yard line. Looks like a flag is back at the 48-yard line.
Yeah, you can see the wear and tear that's how it's affected the defense. We had 3 guys penetrate the backfield, but they just didn't have that 10-yard sprint left in them to make a big play in the backfield.
So we'll see what where they mark it off here.
Holding. Offense. Number 76. On the previous spot. Repeat the down.
Put the ball back in Hendrickson's side of the field at their 48-yard line.
That's going to push the line.
But as we know, this Lion pride, they don't lay down for anybody.
No. 3rd and about 22 here for Hendrickson. Clock is now down to 4:40 and running. Two backs in the backfield with Lucio. And it is a handoff off left side. Number 15 breaks inside. And he has stood up there by a couple Lions. Number 48, Ben Hoff, with the initial hit and tackle. And a little bit of jarring after the play there by both teams, and they separate them and tell them to go back to their huddles. So 4th down here for Hendrickson. I believe this may be the second punt tonight for them. Nobody back deep for Leander. Now Terry goes back. Sets up about his 15-yard line. Snap is back, and the punt is up. High punt, and it hits about the 17-yard line.
Get away from the ball.
And it drops down, and they down it about the 13-yard line. So Leander will set up 1st and 10 with about 3:38 left here in the 4th quarter. Leander quickly up to the line.
They're ready. They got 3 minutes and 38 seconds to get some points on the board.
Looks like Cruz is in the backfield with Chateau at quarterback. Sanchez off to the near side. Double wing formation, man in motion, and it is a rollout, and he has stood up and tackled right about the line of scrimmage. Chateau was, who looking for the pitch, unable to get it out to him, and he was tackled. Tackled by number 53 for the Hawks. So that'll bring up a 2nd and 10.
Noah Kellum, you left your phone in the bathroom. You can pick it up at the south gate.
So Leander sets up here with the 3:10 left in the 4th quarter on their 15-yard line. 2nd down. LaRue in motion. Chateau with a keep around the right side. Gets out to the 15 to the 17-yard line, and he is tackled there by number 44 and number 20, Trey Diaz.
Well, number 9, Joseph Chateau, he's definitely starting to get his own little rhythm going. He's made some good runs in this game. You know, he came in and being down, quite a bit. And so he had his back up against the wall when he came in, and you know the speed of these seniors out here was a little eye-opening for him. But now starting to get his legs underneath him, and good experience for him coming into the game tonight.
3rd and 7 for Leander on the far hash. Handoff up the middle to number 11, David Cruz. He gets about 3 or 4 on that. That'll bring up a 4th and about 3 for Leander. Clock is now down to 1:57. See if Leander wants to try another play here. Might as well. Don't have anything to lose. Down 45-0. Chateau under center. Receiver to each side.
Good time for
LaRue
a pass
in motion.
right here.
And looks like they may be trying to draw them off. See if they get a play off here. Clock is down to 2. And Leander calls the timeout. And it looks like they're trying to draw him off to get the 1st down. Gaiman is getting ready by Coach Smith to go into the ball game for another punt. So let's go over some of our Leander Lions Football Booster Club sponsors. Bush's Chicken, Wingstop, Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, Farmers Insurance McCoy Agency, American Pacific Mortgage with James Henderson, Allstate with Amy Maddox, Blue Door Realty Group, Stephanie Biggs, Mighty Fine Burgers, Fries, and Shakes, Earl and Janice Lott, Randy Hoff with Lexus of Austin, Dana Kerr Photography, Big Swig Water, and Milo Aquatics Pool Service and Remodels. Definitely go out and support our sponsors who are supporting our team. So it is now 4th and about 3 for Leander on their 21-yard line.
We got light drizzle coming down again.
Gaiman is back at about his 11-yard line. High snap, catches on the 10. Punt, nice high punt. Hits about the Leander 49, rolling down to the 40-yard line, and they pick it up at the 37-yard line, but a flag is thrown at Leander's 46-yard line.
Let's go ahead and grab some scores while we're waiting to hear the call here. It's like we have Vandergrift 36 over Vista Ridge 7. Round Rock High School 44 over Westwood 30. Conley is trailing Hutto now 78-14.
Wow.
Hendrickson, I'm sorry, that's this game. Cedar Park over Rouse 31-7. Cedar Ridge is running away with the game against Stony Point. Illegal block in the back there, so there'll be 15 added. So anyway, we got Cedar Ridge 28, Stony Point 17. Gerald High School's on top of Lago Vista 24-7. Academy High School over Manor New Tech High School 54-0. Johnson leading Florence 15-7. Lake Travis 52 over Austin 7. Marble Falls is trailing Eastview in the third quarter 34-0, and Hayes is beating Bowie 28-21. And then we've got a final from the game, I believe Thursday. Del Valle lost to Aikens High School 21-14.
So Hendrickson back in victory formation, and they down the ball. Clock is down to a minute. So let's look ahead. Since this game is going to end at 45-0, next week, October 5th, Leander plays Vista Ridge at Gupton, 7 o'clock. So that should be a good game. Teams look to be about evenly matched right now based on their records, so that should be a really good game. Obviously, it's a game with a lot of the kids that grew up together, played against each other or with each other on youth football teams, so that should be fun for the kids and for the parents as well. But it's going to be a good game.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good matchup. I think, we have to see what the quarterback situation is going to be for Leander, but they've got to keep building on what they've got, and execution has been an issue, and penalties, and they've got to get that sorted out. We know when this offense works, and they've been able to execute. They've been able to have some positivity on the offensive side of the ball, but it's keeping that consistency up and getting in that rhythm. They just haven't found a way to do that yet.
So that'll be it. Final score, Hendrickson 45, Leander 0 here for homecoming. I want to thank all of you that listened. This is Mark Sickles along with Gary Gutierrez, Mickey Holden on camera, and Rich Hensley with production. This has been brought to you by SHN Sports, your team, your broadcast. Follow your Leander Lions at shnsports.com, and we will talk to you next week. We will be at Gupton Stadium against Vista Ridge. Good night. Have a nice weekend.